About 4 to 5 months ago, I made a banger, and I was sitting there, right? And it was the title of the video was, "What's wrong with interracial dating?" And I still stand by what I said. Watch that video if you haven't already, because that video was a banger, right? And I want to dedicate this video briefly to Martin Luther King Jr. because without him, hey, the world would be a lot more of a shittier place, wouldn't it? Now the world's a big place. We have 8 billion people as a population, and many people fall in love with all types of races. I can speak for myself. When I was in high school and college, and even now, but I don't really get crushes anymore on women. I find them attractive. Primarily high school and college, I would have a crush on every single type of woman. Honestly, back when I was horny and I was beating my meat a lot, I'd beat my meat to all those types of women. I'd beat my meat to the white woman I found attractive. I'd beat my meat. Let me start saying the beat. Like, you get the point. I'd beat my meat to that. But I'd find the black woman attractive. I'd find the white woman attractive. I'd find the Indians attractive. I'd find the Asians attractive. I'd find the light skins attractive. All them skin types, man. I found all of them attractive, man. I'm just that type of guy. I don't discriminate, man. So long as you're hot and you have a nice personality, hey, let's go, man. Hey, let's go. Let's go. That's how I work. All walks of life. You're welcome, man. I've never discriminated. Like I told you earlier, just now, I've had a crush on every race. You name a race, I've probably had a crush on them. And my options, times I want, is still open to this day. But I believe the biggest thing, think of this as a part 2 of that video. Please watch it if you haven't already, because I spent some game on that video. But, it's a big place in this world. For a bad sound, sorry. It's a big place in this world. 8 billion people. And naturally, you're going to be attracted and you may have preferences to which you would prefer. But I believe the biggest thing that's stopping, a few who are into interracial relationships is the judgment from the older generation in both of your family trees, the culture clash. Now, what I'm going to tell you is, it may sound rude, but I don't give a fuck. I'd rather be honest than be a bitch cuck and say something that doesn't fall into alignment with me just for praise, but I feel worse inside because I said something that doesn't fall in alignment to my values. Now, I'm with Martin Luther King Jr., man, in terms of equality, and I believe his dream was, for the most part, manifested into reality. Date who you want. And go into what I was saying, which will probably get me hate, but I don't give a shit. With that older generation, they're flawed. They have mistakes, and that's fine. But the real knife from the wound, that I said were hates, they're gonna die. They're gonna die before you. Maybe 20, 30 years earlier than you. So when they're dead, let's assume in this scenario, you pick the woman you don't want. You stuck with your race, and that's not to say there's anything bad about sticking with someone in your race. I'm primarily referring to those who would prefer to date out, which is nothing wrong with also. Now you're left with a wife that, hey, you may still find her attractive, but you really wanted her. You really wanted. Let's say you're Asian, right? And your Asian family pressured you into dating the Asian chick you didn't really want. You really wanted a black girl who actually liked you. But you were too scared with the culture clash. You said no. You didn't want to take that risk, which is worth it, because so long as you two are in love, but you said no because... And so now your family dies, because naturally everyone's family will die. I am speaking from experience, so... Yeah, my dad's dead. Been dead for nearly 15 years. So, see it coming from me. If someone who's lost their dad at the age of 4 really early, your parents will eventually die. And then you're left with the results. And now it's really a test of instant or delayed gratification. You did instant gratification via wanting your family's approval now. For dating someone in your race who you didn't want to date. But you felt pressured from your family. Now your family's dead. And now you're left with your decisions. And now you feel regret. And you can't go back now. You've had children with her already. Now, I'm sure you still love her, but you really wanted her. Now you're left with that regret. And it really starts to hit you now. It's like, damn, why did I just chase approval of other people? Even if, let's say your family members were really stubborn in that regard and they wanted to leave you, or they cried, or shunned you, or their tradition doesn't allow it, fuck their tradition. If you love that woman, go date that woman. Discrimination it still mind boggles me how that's still a thing nowadays. Date who you want. Don't discriminate. Now, I'm not telling you all parents are bad. Parents are accepting for you to date anyone. Shout out to my mum, she's like that. She's accepting for anyone, but some parents are scared of the culture clash and the judgment from, and if it may not be your parents, it may be your uncles or your families or family overseas. If they're scared of their judgment based on the colour of their skin, you let that pressure from both your family trees of the older generation get in the way of what you really want. You may be into white women, you may be into black women. You know, it's fine. And I told you my interracial, what's wrong with interracial dating video. I told you I'm primarily into white women. I've just always has been. Well, I'm really into everyone. Like I told you in the beginning, I've had a crush on every single race, and I would marry or fuck a girl on any race. I don't care. That's never been an issue to me. But the reason why I drew to the conclusion right now that I primarily like white women as a preference is primarily because most of the girls that have flirted with me in the past or shown me any sign of sexual attraction in the past were white women. So is it weird for me as a man to go where I'm wanted? Fuck no. I go for what the fuck I want. If the family tree, the older generation, have an issue with that, fuck you also. Because they're gonna die. They're gonna die one day. And they're gonna die before you. Because they're probably born 10, 20, 30 years before you. Right? And then once they're dead, you're left with your decisions. And you try to please someone who's already flawed. Now, all of us humans are flawed. Of course. And you try to satisfy I don't even know what the word is. Their dopamine? Flawed people? Who probably made the same mistake and now are trying to make you do the same thing? Yeah, no. I'm gonna live true to myself, thank you very much. It's a big issue and many people, I think the rarest thing I have, I don't care what anybody thinks of me. So what I'm saying, everyone feels like this. It's just that I have the boost to speak up and I'm happy to be the one to do so. And this is more so a part 2 of that video I made about 5 months ago. Date who you want, marry who you want. Don't let anyone, get in the way of what you want. If you want to date, if you're Asian, you want to date a black woman, go date a black woman. If you're white, you want to date a black man, go date a black man. There's nothing wrong with interracial dating, man. I think the biggest issue nowadays is your family tree. You're scared of their judgment, and it really gets in the way of what you really want, what you really desire. And I'm telling you, it's not all just looks. I understand that. I know the videos about race and whatnot, but she may just have the looks as a bonus to her personality, to which you were really in love with. And now you don't pursue it with her because you let other people play a factor in what you want. Now, if you both have religious beliefs, I guess that's different and fair enough if you don't want to be together because religion is a big deal. Both of you have different religions. It's a bit rough, I'd imagine. But I'm just talking race. Date who you want, and don't let your family tree get in the way of what you want. We can choose our friends. One of my closest friends is white. We can choose our friends freely and equally. So why do you put this pressure in a relationship sense? Because of the older generation? No, you shouldn't be chasing their approval. It's your story, it's your romance. They had their romance. It's your turn. So don't let them get in your way of what you want out of life. Date who you want. Don't let anyone pressure you. Don't let anyone tell you different also. You have the right to date whoever the fuck you want. Don't let anyone tell you different. No, don't let anyone tell you different, man. It's your life. They're gonna die. The older generation, they're going to die. Before you. But that's just biology. The same with me trying to be rude, it's true. It's the same how I would most likely pass away earlier, in a general sense, before everyone who are born in the 2050s who don't exist yet. I'm just telling you the truth. It's common sense of biology. And it's the same with your relationships and the context I spoke about now. Date who you want. Don't let anyone get in the way of things. You can't. You just can't. You shouldn't be chasing another person's approval. And I don't care if they cry. I'm sorry you're so sensitive. bitch. That's what I said to the parents, because really, you should be at an age, you're probably, what, 22, 3, 4 decades older than your child. You should have the mental maturity to respect your child's wishes. And there's nothing wrong with wanting freedom of choice in terms of what you want. I thought we've been past this racism bullshit. Turns out we haven't. Someone had to come to the mic and speak their shit. Speak for what everyone has on their chest, but I'm too scared to say. I'm happy to be the one to do so. It's more so a part 2 of the video I made here. Like I told you, I'm gonna keep referencing the video because it was a really good video. Check it out if you haven't already. Date who you want. Don't let the older generation in your family stop you from your true wishes. Not to say, you know, the same style of dating is bad, because if you're into each other, they do that also. But I'm just talking to the people who would prefer interracial dating, or just want wider options. There's nothing wrong with that too. And I'm just reminding you, trust your gut.